Swindon's Jan Arga Fjortoft will be a key figure. He's top scorer in the Coca-Cola Cup this season with 8 goals, having scored in every round, and he's also the leading marksman in the First Division with another 14 goals. He'll be partnered in attack by 21-year-old Peter Thorne, Swindon's new signing from Blackburn Rovers, but it's in defence that Steve McMahon has problems. Injuries to experienced players Paul Bodin and Ian Culverhouse have forced him to rejig the back four, with youngsters Wayne O'Sullivan and Eddie Murray both playing out of position at fullback, Mark Robinson, who is a fullback, moving into the centre of defence alongside Sean Taylor. Bolton Wanderers will be looking to David Lee to continue his recent sparkling form. Lee has a habit of scoring spectacular goals on the big occasions, and he got that brilliant winner against Norwich in the quarter-finals. Norwich, in fact, are one of no fewer than 7 Premiership clubs that Bolton have defeated in cup ties since Bruce Rioch arrived as manager. He's bought shrewdly, got the best out of long-serving players, and developed talented youngsters like Jason McAteer and Alan Stubbs. With no injuries, Rioch's only selection problem today was whether to bring back top scorer John McGinley after injury. As you've heard, he's decided to stick with Republic of Ireland international Owen Coyle. That means that McGinley will be on the bench with defender Jason Lydiot and goalkeeper Aidan Davison. The Swindon substitutes are Andy Much, Andy Thompson and Fraser Digby. The referee is Paul Alcock from Redhill in Surrey, and his first job was to inspect the pitch. A lot of heavy rain in Wiltshire in the last 48 hours left the game in doubt, but thankfully we've had a drying wind, and groundsman Jeff Warren worked through the night, so it's made the pitch playable, but it is likely to slice up as the game goes on. Well, Ron Atkinson, when you look at the relative league positions, Bolton the leaders, Swindon just 1 place above the relegation zone, and obviously on form, Bolton over the 2 legs would be expected to come through. But it might not be quite as simple as that, I think.
Oh, it won't be as simple as that at all, Alan. I think what has been a problem for Steve McMahon, as we said earlier, having to make changes for a key game like that in your defence. 2 fairly untried fullbacks, and I would expect Bolton to try and test them very early. You've talked about David Lee, what a threat he is. I think they should try and get him plenty of the ball in the early stages to test young Murray.
Well, it's Bolton Wanderers in the white shirts and black shorts to get the game underway. An early mistake there by Phillips, but Stubbs, the captain, got him out of trouble as Fjortoft slid in. Bolton attacking from right to left. Luke Nijholt, the Dutchman, with an early touch for Nicky Hammond. Phillips underneath it for Bolton. The strong wind is blowing, if anything, across the pitch. And the pitch, as you can already see, is very, very soft indeed, and it's going to, I would think, cause problems later on. Joey Beecham with the flick header. Scott Green. And this is Simon Coleman. Caught in possession, but the referee decides that was a foul. Free kick to Bolton Wanderers.
I think we'll see quite a bit of that from the Bolton back four. Every one of them is a comfortable player coming forward. They all like to get on the ball, particularly this lad. This lad is one of the best control defenders in the country. Stokes.
Patalainen, and a lovely little knockdown to McAteer. Looks for Coyle in the middle, and that was good covering by Wayne O'Sullivan.
Straight away we noticed, though, even on that move, as it was developing down the right-hand side, Coyle pulled away to the back post, and Robinson, who's not a natural central defender, he's there again. He's not really picking him up.
McAteer going down under that hard challenge, but the referee has just pointed for a goal kick. Jason McAteer withdrawn from the Republic of Ireland squad for Wednesday's match against England, incidentally, because of the heavy schedule of games he's faced recently. They rested him just before Christmas. Played in the World Cup, of course, figured in all 4 matches for Ireland. Trying to force it through to Fjortoft. Bolton win it back again with Phillips. Patalainen making the break and stayed on side. Gets help now from this very dangerous winger Alan Thompson, but that'll give O'Sullivan confidence. That challenge is really a midfield player, Wayne O'Sullivan. Martin Ling, Thorne, and now Nijholt. tried to release Beecham, but Stubbs read the danger. And that's the mark of a confident player, the way he swept the ball across the back four then. Lee, good early challenge, and the ball is stayed in play, has it? No, the linesman indicates throw into Bolton. Taken by Scott Green. Lee in possession. Ling cleaning up for Swindon. And did the right thing, back to Hammond. It's a poor kick by the goalkeeper. Rather fortunate to get away with that, Nicky Hammond. Patalainen, shadowed by Sean Taylor, who made a fine challenge. Now Fjortoft. Coleman with the interception. This is Schnakers. Phillips has given it away to Nijholt. And Ling likewise. Bolton enjoying most of the early possession. But now Ling for Swindon. Beecham. Young Eddie Murray. And Fjortoft was offside.
Yeah, I think that makes sense from Bruce Rioch's point of view to try and test the inexperience, if you like, of the Swindon back four early. I mean, there's a big responsibility on Sean Taylor. I mean, he's the only recognised player, is their key pivot, if you like, and he's going to have to do an awful lot of organising, an awful lot of defending, and making sure that the two fullbacks and Robinson himself are not caught napping.
Stubbs' free kick aimed at Patalainen, who did well. Thompson, the former Newcastle United winger, with a lovely return ball to Phillips. And Ling again in a good position to defend for Swindon. But at the moment, Swindon just can't get hold of possession. This is Scott Green. Patalainen, lovely layoff. Green goes forward. Good move! Excellent effort by Scott Green. And his link up with Patalainen showed the versatility of this Bolton team and the accuracy of their passing.
Well, that's a lovely ball in. Watch Patalainen, it just shows, and they play control balls. And now Scott Green makes the break, might have had a little look sideways, and maybe he could have played Cohen in. Cohen was unmarked, but you'll see that a lot. I mean, Green is basically a forward running player.
That's right, he's played most of his games for Bolton in midfield or even up front on occasions.
What I think you'll find, it's already happened with a couple of free kicks and that build-up ball to Patalainen, is Bruce Rioch's team always play the ball in low to the front player. You won't see them just wafting it aimlessly up in the air.
Horlock. In it goes to Fjortoft, stretched and couldn't quite control it. I think he had one eye on Coleman in behind him. Colin Todd, the assistant to Bruce Rioch at Bolton, and the two of them have got the side playing wonderful football. There's a lovely balance to the Bolton side.
Stay greedy.
Thompson.
Yes, on that particular occasion, only going Coyle it straight into an offside position, but Mark Robinson's not comfortable in there with his marking. Coyle is actually finding an awful lot of space, Owen Coyle there. He's pulling on the side, pulling down the sides of the inexperienced central defender.
Mark Robinson with the free kick, the man they signed from Newcastle United last summer. Vaughan taking it down well on the chest. And the clearance by McAteer. Taylor underneath it. Coleman's header. Oh, lovely little touch on there by Patalainen. And that was a dangerous moment. Robinson getting it away from Coyle. Here's Thompson. Oh, that's a glorious ball from one side of the field to the other. Lee. And Murray did well to snap in the challenge quickly. Dangerous player, Lee, and certainly with two such good wingers as Lee and Thompson against inexperienced fullbacks, that could be an advantage for Bolton today. Thompson will take the corner. Coleman has gone to the near post. Stubbs just ahead of him, and he got the flick on. Hammond with a good clean catch. Being watched today on television by his father Derek, who's very unwell at the moment. We wish him well. Nicky Hammond, who did his apprenticeship under our own Bob Wilson in his Arsenal days. Here's Fjortoft. Horlock with a rather disappointing ball, the former West Ham player. Steve McMahon knows Bruce Rioch, the opposition manager, very well indeed. When Steve McMahon was an apprentice in his days at Everton, he actually used to have to clean the boots and look after the kit of Bruce Rioch, who was an established senior player at Goodison in those days. Thompson for Bolton. Phillips turns inside. This is Stubbs. McAteer with a good forward run, leaves it to Lee. Now McAteer. And Murray's interception again. Replacing the Welsh international Paul Bodin in that position for Swindon today. Across to Coyle. Lee's in support, chance here! Oh, that's a terrific save by Hammond. Well, I said beforehand that he makes a speciality of scoring spectacular goals, David Lee. He almost got another then. Fine save by Hammond.
Yeah, I mean, there's that ball in. Good little ball in. Good link-up play now, as you say. David Lee gets everything on it you could wish. Great save from the goalkeeper.
Another corner then to Bolton. Thompson will take it. And it drops for Stubbs. Poor defending by Swindon, and they paid the price in the 10th minute. Bolton Wanderers take the lead. A rare goal indeed by Alan Stubbs. His last goal almost a year ago. And Ron, you might remember, it came against Aston Villa in the FA Cup.
Yeah, well, look at this. This isn't a surprise. I mean, that's good skill. He could almost have taken that with his head. At first, I thought he was going to attack it in the air. Shows a lot of calmness. Realises the defender's got under the ball. Good piece of chest control. Runs away from him a little bit, but gets the stretch, and he's got great feet. But that's not a surprise, that goal. Bolton have started very positively. They can sense that Swindon have got problems with their team. Steve McMahon had it all on to get a decent side out today, he was saying before the game, and full credit to Bolton, they've gone straight for the throat from the word go.
Well, what a wonderful start then for the Lancashire side. Alan Stubbs' first goal of the season, and Bolton have an away lead here, and very early on as well in this first leg. So Swindon already, even at such an early stage, have got it all to do. In particular, I think, will be disappointed that he wasn't able to head the ball away from that corner. Here's more danger for Swindon. Patalainen dispossessed by O'Sullivan.
I think it's vitally important from Swindon's point of view now that they don't go all haywire. They've got a second leg, you know, you're saying a two-leg sort of contest like this. If you can stay within the contest at the end of this game, at least you've got another game to get over it.
Stubbs driving one in again, and that was excellent work by Nicky Hammond for the second time in a couple of minutes. Just won back his place in the side from the long-serving Fraser Digby as Hammond.
Another good take for the goalkeeper there, though, because if he stays on his line there, Owen calls straight in on Stubbs' through pass.
Thorne with a downward header, couldn't quite reach Jan Fjortoft. And that's the first touch I can think for Keith Brannigan in the Bolton goal, who, by the way, will miss the second leg of this match through suspension. He was sent off in the league match at Notts County in midweek. Thompson. Ling getting it forward. Fjortoft took a difficult ball well. Taylor. Murray had to go back there. Lee was right on his toes, and it's a poor kick again, and Patalainen tried to punish the goalkeeper immediately, but didn't get any meat on the shot. But Nicky Hammond's kicking has been a bit disappointing so far. However, his goalkeeping in other aspects has been excellent.
That's right. If you remember that last game we came to, the Middlesbrough game, he had some very dodgy... so when he was accepting back passes, he made quite a mess of his kicking off the deck. Pataline and them probably could have taken more care with that chance. But it is important for Swindon that they just try and get themselves back into shape. They've got front players, particularly this guy, Fjordov, who can score goals, so there's always a chance that they can produce equalisers. What they mustn't do is let the game go beyond them.
Good run there by Joey Beecham, although the final ball was not what he wanted, and Bolton had it back. And Beecham does well with a good tackle. Nyholt. And that was a disappointing ball by him because they were in a position of strength then, Swindon. They've still got possession. O'Sullivan looking for Fjordov. Coleman right behind him. Good header by Taylor there. Flicked on by Horlock. Phillips wins it back. Thompson. Coyle on the end of the through ball. And they blocked by Robinson. That came off the Bolton man. That's a Swindon throw, and a little bit of an angry reaction there between Robinson and Coyle. Stubbs to Phillips, on to Thompson. And once again Robinson just a bit sharper than Coyle. He's never really played much of his career, Robinson, as a centre-back, so it'll be difficult for him to readjust today. Clumsy ball by Ling, straight to Lee. Horlock wins it back. Beecham. Forward to Thorne, who took that well. A good strength in possession as well by young Peter Thorne. He finds Fjordov, who might have done better. Now then, Hammond's obviously a bit anxious about his kicking, and this time he chose to do the right thing. Fjordov. Beecham lays it forward, straight to Stubbs as it happens. Quarter of an hour gone. Swindon Town 0, Bolton Wanderers 1 in this Coca-Cola Cup semi-final first leg. Lee. Run back well by Green. And forward to Pataline, and he has Coyle in support. And Robinson with a vital challenge. But they do look dangerous, Ron.
Yeah, the two front players are showing some great movement, and all credit to the rest of the side, they're linking them in well. I was just beginning to think that Swindon was settling there a little bit.
Stubbs comes forward again, having profited from it in the previous Bolton corner with a goal.
He also got the first touch on the corner from this side before.
And again. Swindon have survived this time. Martin Ling. Nyholt. Ling gets it back. Nyholt making a fine break in the inside right position. O'Sullivan. Horlock. That was a bit ambitious. I think Kevin Horlock, as I mentioned earlier, will be disappointed here on that he didn't get the header in, and the ball dropped perfectly for Stubbs.
Yeah, he's right down the line of it. I also think that Stubbs might have been pressed a little bit quicker when he knocked the ball down with his chest. But you've got to give the Bolton central defender credit. You know, he's got the awareness and the calmness to make some good chest control there.
There's Thorne showing his skill and strength. He's only 21, Peter Thorne. He was brought from Blackburn Rovers, where obviously with the likes of Shearer and Sutton and Gallagher and Newell, he was well down the queue for a first-team place, and a lot of good judges in the game think he's got a very promising future. Snakers. Given away by Phillips.
I don't think you'll see much of that this afternoon. A Bolton defender under no pressure giving the ball away.
Bolton have won all 3 of their away ties in the competition this season, by the way. 2 of them against Premiership opposition in Ipswich and West Ham, the other against another First Division team, Sheffield United. And of course they beat yet another top division side, Norwich City, in the quarter-finals at Burnden Park. Just 2 defeats for Bolton in their last 14 matches, in fact, in League and Cup. And remember, with that 5-1 hammering of Wolves, they went to the top of the table for the first time this season and stayed there yesterday, Rioch's team, even though they weren't in action, obviously. Here's Thorne. O'Sullivan. Phillips to Thompson. Ling. Needed well again, Thorne. Fjortoft can't really get into the game at the moment. Snakers trying to release Lee on the right. That was handball. Well, myself and at least 14,000 others thought it was. The referee didn't. Beecher. What action will the referee decide to take here against the Bolton defender, Scott Green? I must say, I think it was the referee's initial error in not giving a handball that led to that attack. However, that's gone. And Scott Green gets away with it.
I tell you what I do think. I don't advocate players getting booked. I think he's lucky not to get a booking there. Beauchamp got himself into a perfect position.
It's a perfect position for the free kick as well. Headed away by Coleman for a corner.
When I look at Bolton, if I was Bruce Rioch, I'd be highly delighted the way they've started. From Swindon's point of view, I think, Beauchamp's got to do a lot more of that. Green's not a natural defender. He's got to try and attack Scott Green a lot more. And I think Swindon have got to try and knock a few balls in behind the Bolton defence. Make people like Stubbs and Coleman face their own goal a little bit.
Beecham with the corner. Fjortoft runs from the near post, but it mattered not because the wind took the ball out of play anyway. It's going to be difficult to judge in these conditions.
I'm saying I like the lad Alan Stubbs. I think he's a quality player, particularly in terms of possession and when he's fronting the game up. I think he sometimes has his problems like a lot of defenders do when the ball's played down the sides and we're over the back of him. And then he's hounded a bit by the likes of Fjortoft. That's some sort of kick, isn't it? I don't think he can blame the wind for that.
Yes, an odd one by Brannigan has given Swindon an unexpected throw-in.
I always think you should be able to find goalkeepers when they do that. The pitch is wide enough to keep it in play.
Fjortoft beaten to it by Coleman. Nijholt, strong in the tackle, this Dutchman, but he just left the ball behind that time. Thompson. Jimmy Phillips. Nice little knock on to Tom Thompson. Snakers getting forward into a good position for him. And well read. Robinson again getting round the back to clear the danger, this time from Richard Snakers.
It's amazing though how many times Bolton's attacks start with a quality ball into either of the front players and then they have a midfield player bombing off. I mean, McAteer will do it for fun and so will Snakers.
Atalainen chested it straight to O'Sullivan. Ball up. Fjortoft.
Now this is what I'm about. This is where he should be looking to put the next one in behind the defence. The gap's starting to close now. He's asking for people to support him. I think that should have come a lot earlier.
Well, the linesman's given the throw-in to Bolton. It was unquestionably a Swindon throw-in. And that was unquestionably a foul. Nijholt on Atalainen. Stubbs takes it early. And Robinson just got a cross in front of his man. And the referee referee has deemed that to be obstruction on Owen Coyle.
Good decision, that. Very often you see defenders just trying to sort of block the ball off and make no real attempt to play it. For me, Robinson was just trying to hold Coyle off.
Hammond organising a two-man wall, that's all it is, in front of Thompson, who's about to take the kick.
Well, look at the near post.
Yes, they're queuing up on the near post, and Robinson recognised that fact and got the danger clear again.
Don't think against people like Thompson and that, with the way they can deliver, you can leave in faces like that. But once again, that's down to the fact they've got inexperienced defenders in there today.
Another Bolton corner, they lead 1-0, Thompson will take it. And again they've left it to Stubbs. That was almost a carbon copy of the incident that led to Stubbs scoring the goal.
Brilliant thinking now. Watch that corner particularly. I thought it happened on the goal, but certainly it's happening there. Watch how they run Taylor, who's the best header of the ball, under the ball. That leaves Stubbs on the back post. You would have thought, to be fair, that Swindon would have learnt the lesson, but that's good tactics. They're just running Taylor, who's, as I say, the dominant header in the side. They're just running him away under the ball and letting Stubbs get in against some of the smaller defenders.
Well, I'm sure if they haven't picked it up themselves, Steve McMahon will be hammering that point to his players at half-time.
Yeah, but that once again shows good awareness, good tactical awareness from either Bruce Rioch or I would have to believe that is Bruce has briefed them on that before the game.
Well, you can see from the goal attempts how dominant Bolton are at the moment. 23 minutes gone and they lead 1-0.
But the important part, if you're a Swindon Town fan or a Swindon Town player or connected, you say, dig deep, just dig, and don't let them get too far away from you.
Yeah, a long time to go in this game, and another tie, remember, on Wednesday week at Burnden Park. So anything is retrievable. Thompson trying to make it irretrievable at this point, and a good challenge by Horlock. Dangerous player, Alan Thompson, down this left-hand side, and Horlock had to make that interception. But it's another corner, and they've looked very dangerous so far, Bolton. Slight variation this time, and Hammond took that one splendidly. His handling had to be immaculate, and it was. Flicking it on. Taylor with a brave header. Schnakers to Phillips. Now Thompson. Robinson's doing quite well so far in this unfamiliar role for him. Horlock. He's played it straight against Schnakers and was lucky to get it back. Robinson. It's Fjortoft. O'Sullivan. Well, can't afford to give possession away that cheaply. It's going to be hard enough to get it back against this accurate, crisp Bolton side. Lovely ball by Coyle. Phillips. Patalainen in the box, and other players arriving. But again, Robinson was the first to react. Now Nyholt. Space opening up on the left-hand side here for Joey Beecham.
This is where he's got to go. It's him on the outside. Bolton, you say that suits Bolton, all right. He's lucky to get away with a free kick there, Joey Beecham. That suited Bolton. They were very happy to play him in field to where they got a pack of players.
Foul by Schnakers. Well, this is a long way out, but Fjortoft has pretty outrageous belief in his own ability, as you saw then. A little flick up that almost worked in the game against Millwall. I'm sure Mick McCarthy will remember that. I think he hit the bar, in fact, in that game from a very similar set piece. He tries things that no one else, perhaps Matt Le Tissier, would even think about. Getting in well in behind Beecham, but they kept possession. Murray. Plenty of time for Coleman. Robinson. Beecham again for Swindon. Bourne. Holt. Good first time ball, but it just picked up pace in the wind again, and Bolton get a throw.
Just having a little look at Thorne there, the first time I've seen him play in a Swindon shirt, and he's got that Blackburn thing where the second striker, like if you can envisage Chris Sutton, plays a little bit deeper than the first man. I just wonder whether in this particular case Swindon could do with him being pushed right up and causing Stubbs and Coleman a lot of problems, or more problems than they're presenting at the moment.
Wayne O'Sullivan in possession. And again, the verdict on the throwing goes Bolton's way. Swindon have had a decent run lately, by the way. They've won 4 of their last 5 games and only 2 defeats in their last 10. And those victories in the league include against Middlesbrough here and Burnley away a week earlier. Thought off for them, loses out to Stubbs. Foul there by Taylor on Patalainen. Terrific ball, Stubbs. That was handballed by Lee, and that time it was seen by the officials. Thorne breaks to Fjortoft. Oh dear, not what he intended at all. Straight to Thompson. Patalainen given offside here. Incidentally, Ron, we ought to congratulate you, I suppose, on sorting out the situation with Aston Villa. That means you're presumably back in the marketplace again. Any news for us?
No, not really. I mean, what it does mean, watching this is whetting my appetite again, isn't it? I mean, this time last year I was involved in this particular match. So yeah, I'll be keen to get back.
Fjortoft was being held there by Coleman. The referee has allowed play to go on because he kept possession. And the referee looked for some guidance from his linesman, who has indicated that's gone behind for a goal kick. Unlucky there for Joey Beecham, who is the club's record signing here. £700,000 in Adrian Whitbread going to West Ham, where he had that very brief spell. I think all he did was make 1 or 2 training sessions in a pre-season friendly for them.
Wasn't there some talk of him getting a testimonial as well?
O'Sullivan. Ooh, that's unlike Stubbs, a complete miss kick. Thorne got on the end of it and Coleman cleaned up the damage.
What made it even more strange was the very fact that he just took a right swing at the thing. I mean, normally Stubbs, then you expect to pull it down and play his way out.
O'Sullivan now to Nyholt. That's good defending by Jimmy Phillips. He did the right thing there just to guide the ball out to safety. He was a big favourite of Bruce Rioch Phillips, who won promotion at Middlesbrough under him about 5 years ago.
Yes, they've got a nice little balance like that. On this left side, they've got Thompson and Phillips, who are both very, very capable players, and have both got excellent left foots. And on the other side, of course, they've got Green and Leo, both prime attackers.
A better ball from Phillips. Horlock was pushed, and Swindon get a free kick.
The full marks to Horlock there, because when McAteer goes on those surging runs, you know, he doesn't have to take some tracking, and Horlock hasn't really lost him. He stayed against him, and that's very, very difficult sometimes for a midfield player.
Nyholt has given it away to Lee. free kick given. Angry at the referee just before that, but I don't think Nyholt can have any complaints about that decision.
I think Nyholt's pass there, though, was symptomatic of how Swindon are playing. I think they should be looking forward quicker. Fjortoft and Thorne need the ball up there much quicker.
Snakers to McAteer.
It's offside on.
Yeah, the linesman had flagged. The referee hasn't seen it yet.
That alarm was offside in the original build-up.
Minutes of the first half remaining then, and Swindon now having a little bit of a brief comeback here. They've seen a lot of possession. Thorne. Beecham. Challenged by Lee. Still finds Horlock. And the cross goes in towards Thorne. An untidy scramble on the edge of the Bolton box. And players slipping and sliding all over the place. Finally, Snakers brings a bit of craft to the proceedings and finds Lee. Murray back to Hammond, who I don't think really wanted the ball in that situation. McAteer's layoff, and he wants it back. Away by Taylor. Thorne. Bit of a wasted ball there by O'Sullivan.
He's got a problem though, he's got no targets to hit. Thorne had dropped off into a deep midfield position and had actually linked up with O'Sullivan there. And the only player up the field, let's watch this because this looks promising.
Thompson chips it forward for Coyle. Hammond's kick was a little bit hurried.
Stick or bust there, but he didn't know whether that wasn't an intentional back pass or what, whether he could have picked it up.
Green. McAteer. Lee available as ever on the right. And a good left-footed cross. Taylor heads it clear. McAteer. Now Beecham gets it back. Fjortoft. This is being watched very closely indeed by Coleman, but still keeps possession. This looks promising perhaps for Swindon. But O'Sullivan just dallied a little bit.
I need him more on the pass actually. He wanted the ball in front of him so he could run on. He'd actually lost Thompson.
Phillips. Robinson wins it back well. Nyholt. Beecham.
A little bit encouraging though, they're starting to stretch the Bolton team, they're making them hurry the ball a bit.
Certainly Swindon's best period in the game this. Now Fjortoft. Well, he must be one of the few players in this division at least who could get a shot in from that kind of situation. Horlock. And again. Cross headed clear by Stubbs, and Swindon have a corner.
Good crossing, very, very good ball in, but just watching, I don't want to hark on this point too much, I was watching Peter Thorne there, who was outside the penalty box, and you thought, go on, go in and attack that. And it's really a comfortable defensive header, where he should have been put under an awful lot of pressure there.
Now the win might come to Swindon's help here, with this in-swinging corner, and it's a good one, and Taylor, who is big and strong and brave, got there ahead of anyone else, but directed it wide.
Yeah, I think Stubbs, I think it is here, just does enough, the number 6 Stubbs, just does enough to turn Taylor in here. He jumps against him, just does enough to stop him having a free header, but that would certainly be their best chance. I was going to say their only chance, but Fjortoft didn't do bad with the shot just prior. Just turned him enough in the air so he can't come square onto it.
Scored 13 goals in the season that Swindon won promotion to the Premier League as it was then, Taylor, and a lot of them were from headers from corners and free kicks.
A lot of the corners, if I remember, were taken by Glenn Hoddle when they seem to recall him swerving a few.
Here's Joey Beecham. And that was disappointing because they certainly had enough men forward there, Swindon. Now they're on the back foot again. And again, Taylor shows his bravery with that header where the boots were flying. Beecham. Thorne on the far post. Yes! Peter Thorne with the equaliser.
And that's where he had to be, didn't he? He went in there as an orthodox striker. Good cross in there, and he's gone in and forced himself above Jimmy Phillips. In actual fact, I wasn't sure whether Phillips didn't get a touch on this. That's good play out here. Now this is a good ball to the second post. That's where he's attacking it. When he's pulling on the last defender. No, it is Thorne's. He's taking it complete. A good tuck away, that. But you could sense that one coming, couldn't you, the last 10 minutes?
It's a lovely ball and a crisp finish by Thorne. And what a start he's made to his Swindon career. He'd had one brief appearance as a substitute, played in the match at Burnley last week in the league, scored twice that day, and now a vital goal here in this Coca-Cola semi-final. Joey Beecham helping it on to Murray, but the ball out of play for the Swindon throw. Well, at 21, and not costing a fortune by any means by modern standards, Peter Thorne's already beginning to look a bargain. Thorne's layup. Nyholtz. Horlock. This is much better from Swindon. And they will go in as long as there's no further setbacks. Greatly encouraged by the way they've ended this first half. Here's Beecham. That was a dangerous cross again. They got a corner out of it. 6 minutes to go to half-time. 1-1 now. And the picture looking a lot brighter for the West Country team. Taylor forward for the corner. It's a bad header. Robinson making contact, but it was a difficult angle for him. Good finish this, Ron.
Yes, he's pulled onto the last defender. I'm not too sure that Jimmy Phillips didn't get a touch on it and nodded it onto Thorne here. He could only have seen it late, Thorne, but at least that was the point I was trying to emphasise before. At least he was attacking the penalty box there. On 1 or 2 occasions he was standing out waiting for people to cut the ball back to him.
Foul there on Luke Nyholtz has given Swindon a free kick.
What they have done, of course, Swindon, they've stepped the tempo and driven the game a lot more, and that's stopped Bolton sort of dictating the pace and tempo.
Martin Ling will take the free kick, helping it up towards Taylor. That's a good header! And Brannigan knew that he had to keep his eyes firmly on that ball from Taylor. He knows no fear, does he, Taylor? He'll go for anything and everything.
A little bit surprised to see Bolton marking him with Patalainen, then I would have thought Stubbs would have picked him up in an attacking area like that.
It's here. Green. At the moment, Swindon seem to be winning the 50-50 balls and dominating things, but they're defending again now. Poor ball by Green. And the contrast in this half, remarkable really, because Bolton bossed it all for 20 minutes, but not now.
I think the important thing from Swindon's point of view is they didn't go 2 down when it looked odds on they would do. I think they clung and clung and clung, and there's a saying in football, you'll always get your score time. And of course in the last 10 minutes or so, Swindon have had their time and capitalised on it.
End to the first half at the county ground. As long as you're a Swindon fan anyway. Nyholt. Getting clear by Stubbs. O'Sullivan. Robinson. Fjortoft on the end of that, almost inches away from controlling it at full stretch. I think Bolton will be quite happy to hear the half-time whistle at this point. Murray's got to take care here. Lee is right behind him. And he stayed calm.
I think the young lad was a bit worried then. He's seen Hammond have 3 or 4 or so of dodgy goal kicks, and wasn't going to take the risk then.
Growing in stature with every minute, but that was a sloppy layoff by him. Coyle finding Thompson. Good tackle by Hall. Now Patalainen. 2 minutes of the first half remaining. It's 1-1 here. Schneekers. Coyle miscontrolled it. And Thorne just hammered it back into the Bolton half.
That's the first time for a long time that Bolton have put a few third passes together.
Here's Stubbs, their goal scorer. What about that for accuracy? Straight to Lee. Beecham back to help his defender. Green. And the linesman's flag for offside against Owen Coyle. Incidentally, we'll have details at half-time of fabulous competition that we're running with 2 VIP tickets for a day out at the Coca-Cola Cup final in April. The prize, details of that from Bob at half-time. Which is less than a minute away now, plus whatever the referee decides to add for stoppages. Stubbs with a free kick. Patalainen almost got away. That was an important header by Taylor.
You watch Stubbs hit free kicks or hit cross-field balls like he's done on about 4 or 5 occasions today. Hits them like guiding missiles, didn't he?
Bruce Rioch's 3rd season as manager of Bolton, the former Scottish international. He won promotion from the 2nd division for them in his very first season in charge. Green swings one in, looking for Coyle. Cleared by Nyholt. Stubbs. O'Sullivan's clearance. And that, in fact, is the end of the first half. And, well, the old cliche says a game of 2 halves. That is a half of 2 halves, if that doesn't sound too complicated, because Bolton played splendidly in the first 20 minutes, fully deserved their lead, with a goal coming from Alan Stubbs following a corner. But then Swindon had the better of the last 20 minutes of that half, and Peter Thorne's equaliser was well deserved and leaves this game very evenly in the balance. Okay, we'll be back with news and views on that first half right after this break. To Wembley final, incidentally, was even further back in the days of Nat Lofthouse in 1958, one of 7 FA Cup finals Bolton have reached. So which of these Ensley League Division 1 teams will be going to Wembley in April, I wonder? Very evenly matched and well poised first half here, certainly. No changes made by either manager during the interval. A reminder that on the substitutes bench, Swindon have the experienced former Wolves striker Andy Much and Andy Thompson, a young centre-back, as their 2 outfield players, John McGinley, their leading scorer, and defender Jason Lydiard from Bolton. We're in possession now with Lee, and that's a dangerous cross, and Patalainen's shot rebounded back off Robinson to Schneekers. Forward again to Patalainen, and again Patalainen gets it, and a good ball in the box. Chance here for Phillips. My word, that could have been a dramatic start to the second half. Jimmy Phillips surely should have scored.
That could have been one of the best goals seen anywhere in the country this season, I think, for build-up play.
Well, credit to Nicky Hammond for holding on to that shot, but Phillips will look back at that with horror, I would think. Swindon could have been facing an uphill battle again. They've got away with it, and who knows how important that miss might turn out to be. Robinson. Sullivan. Nyholt. Now Fjortov. Held it up nicely. Or O'Sullivan. Swept forward by Nyholt to Thorne. McAteer in ahead of Fjortov. Coleman's clearance. Hit Patalainen. Hammond had to come a long way. Thorne. Nyholt. Now Horlock. Fjortoft. Thorne wanted the ball and meshes it out to Beecham on the left. It's got Green and Lee barring the route to goal. Murray. Nyholt and Horlock. A bit of a misunderstanding then, and Bolton gratefully accept the gift. McAteer to Green. Lee finding McAteer, and Patalainen was onside. And once again, Nicky Hammond to the rescue. Nyholt. Taylor. Looking for Fjortoft. He has Coleman right behind him. Beecham going forward. Thorne in the middle on the far post, and that was unlucky because Beecham didn't have much room to really get the power he wanted on that cross. Patalainen for Bolton. Thompson. Robinson just leaning into Patalainen and getting away with it. Hammond almost let that ball run loose into Coyle's path then. Here's Thorne. Good challenge by Thompson. Phillips. And again.
Just thinking there, Owen, if anything, the game's got quicker in the second half. The ball's flying about now. There's no time for anybody to settle on it at all. And since we've resumed, we've seen two very, very good breaks from both teams.
And here's another one. Fjortoft and Thorne combining well. Thorne with a chance. Oh, he dragged it just inches wide of the far post.
Well, we've also seen two glaring misses, haven't we? I mean, that was all down to Peter Thorne. He set the chance up himself, feeds a ball into Fjortoft. Times he's run to perfection. Now, you would have fancied him here. It's on his right foot. It's set up nice. There's plenty of goal to shoot at, and he's dragged it wide. Oh, that's good combination between the two front players.
And I think it underlines how little there is to choose between these two sides, which doesn't really surprise me. I went up to Notts County, the bottom team, to see them play Bolton in the week, and there was nothing between the sides that night either. Underlining again, I think, what a very even division the first is.
Yeah, certainly Swindon aren't the side. I mean, they've got games in hand and so for them, they too, you know, they've got games in hand, so they're perhaps in a little bit of a fourth position.
Patalainen closing down Robinson's space on the free kick, and the referee just warns him about that. And the Finnish international doesn't seem to regard 10 yards as the same distance as the referee. Here's Thorne. McAteer gets it clear. Nyholt hooks it on first to serve line. Phillips underneath it for Bolton. Now Thompson. Patalainen.
That's one of the few balls that haven't stuck with him all day, isn't it? That ball just bounced off Patalainen.
Big Sean Taylor almost ran into trouble, but got himself out of it with a determined challenge. And now Nyholt. Good ball for O'Sullivan. And it goes to Fjortov. Thorn, far post! Twice in a matter of minutes, Peter Thorn could have added to his tally.
I mean, that's good attacking the box. I mean, early in the game, I thought he was a bit slow in getting into the box, though. He gets into the goal, box for his goal. Now, here's another one. He's read the flick from Fjortov. I actually think Fjortov's flick was a little bit slow for him. I think he'd have... Watch this. I think he'd have preferred this ball as it's touched to be in front of him. He's reading for it to be in front of him. It's a little bit slow for him, the ball. Can't generate too much power on it. But he does look a threat when he runs from that deep position.
That's brilliant play by Patalainen, who had no room at all. And he's found Coyle, who took his eye off the ball.
Oh, I think you'll find Taylor's just got the faintest of touches there. I think he's just deflected out of Coyle's way, otherwise Coyle was in.
Green. Well, the first half was good. The second half is promising to be better still.
I'll tell you how quick it is. We still haven't really had a chance to have a look at Sir Phillips' miss, have we?
Indeed.
That much going on.
Coyle in possession, hoping for a corner and getting it. Scored 3 goals in his last 3 games, Coyle, and that's why the club's top scorer, John McGinley, is sitting on the bench today. Bolton have looked very effective from their corners so far. Stubbs and Coleman come forward to the near post. Patalainen will come in from the far post. Leaves it to Thompson. Here's Patalainen. Good clearance by Horlock. And almost everyone camped inside the Swindon half. Phillips for Bolton. Offside the verdict.
I don't think it was David Lee that was offside. He's actually given it to him, but I would have said it was somebody in the more central areas there. I tell you what now, I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? I'm just thinking, who would I pick for a winner of the 2 sides? And it would have to be a toss of the coin job at the moment.
They're well versed in these high-pressure matches, Swindon. They've been to Wembley in the playoff finals frequently in the last few years. And oddly enough, Steve McMahon, of course, knows all about 2-leg matches and high-pressure matches in his career. He never won a League Cup winners' medal. In all those years with Liverpool, Everton, Villa, Manchester City, he never won that particular competition. He won just about everything else. Offside, Patalainen. Is waved for Hammond to play on. Nihal, dispossessed by Patalainen, who's had an excellent game. Phillips. Coyle has found some room. Can he find the net? My word, he wasn't far off it.
Everything looked right. A great spotter's badge there for Jimmy Phillips with the crossfield ball. Superb ball in his play. Once again, he's pulled off Taylor's shoulders cut. Lovely bit of skill. Flicks it round, and he'll think he's scored. The minute he's hit that, he'll be thinking to himself, well, there's another one on my list. But certainly the chances now from both sides seem to be flowing thick and fast.
Here's Lee. Good challenge by Eddie Murray.
You remember, normally in a 2-legged affair like this, one side says, hang on a bit, we'll take the heat out of the game, we'll make sure we give nothing away. But at the moment, they're both going hammer and tongs at each other. It's almost as if it's being played like a 1-leg cup tie.
Green swinging one end. Patalainen was in a good position there. Robinson had to get there first. Fjortov. Good ball too. Thorn. Akatia working hard to try and dispossess him, but he's a strong lad, Thorn. He won't be brushed aside, and he's got a free kick for his team in the first portion of the game from Akatia. must say those who are dismissive of the quality of the Ensley League might have to think again after seeing the way these two teams have performed so well on a difficult pitch today. It's been a splendid game. Brannigan's not happy that his defenders are listening to his instructions on this free kick. And hit well by Horlock.
Perhaps not just enough bend on that. I actually thought he'd have gone closer than that. But he certainly clipped it well.
There's confirmation of McAteer's yellow card. Niholt knocks it long. Coleman and Stubbs almost got in each other's way then. Suddenly at the other end, breaks clear, and Hammond, for the third time already in this half, did an excellent job for Swindon. Green has it back for Bolton. Back to Linen. Well, it was a full stretch to try and win that, and he's given it away to Robinson.
It's what the Bolton strikers do excellent, though. They do pull, particularly the striker furthest away from the ball. He pulls right away on the defender's shoulder. And they're always capable of hitting you with a diagonal ball, the Bolton midfield or fullbacks.
Here's Lee now for Bolton. And the free kick has gone against Eddie Murray. And Thorne is lying injured currently inside the Bolton Wanderers half, and the crowd are trying to bring the referee's attention to that. And indeed they've managed it now. So physio John Trigg on. He only played, if I remember rightly, just the one game in Blackburn Rovers' first team, Peter Thorne, and that was as a substitute in the Charity Shield at the beginning of this season. As I say, he was well down the list of strikers at Ewood Park, and clearly he needed to get away from there to get regular first team football, and he looks a prospect.
Yes, he certainly does. He's certainly shown that he's got the teeth for this game. Actually, I think that I'm just watching Fjordtoft, who's had a nice game without being totally effective. I think he could take a little bit of the devil that Thorne's showing. I think if he could do that, that would be a big plus for Swindon.
Thorne all right. The game will restart with Bolton's original free kick. Stubbs knocking it in long for McGinley. Too long, as it not McGinley, I should say, for Atalainen. McGinley is the man who I'm sure Bruce Rioch might be thinking about introducing at some stage in the next 20 minutes or so.
It's a nice problem to have him sitting there, but certainly if you're the manager watching the two front players you've got out there at the moment, you could have no complaints. Atalainen and Coyle both to me look to be playing exceptionally well.
Here's Ling for Swindon, and the layoff against Bolton, the throw in.
Still feel Swindon's best chance is if they can get Bisham plenty of the ball out on this side.
This looks a dangerous run now by Thompson. Took two men to stop him. Robinson. Thorne beat Stubbs to it, but McAteer was doing his job in midfield. Niholt's header forward, and Fjordtoft was just drifting back from an onside position as it happened. Out of the game gone then. It's still Swindon Town 1, Bolton Wanderers 1. Still a very even game. Green for Bolton. Coyle just played it in behind Schneiders. Fjordtoft at the other end. Beecher. Boggy there in the middle of the field. You've got to be sure with the passes. Green. made some room for himself nicely then. Phillips. Atalainen. Thompson. Coyle again has peeled away from his defender. And Thompson didn't quite see him. Holt going in hard. He's a tough character, Luke Nyholt. The Bolton players weren't too happy about that challenge, and amazingly the Bolton physio has come on the field, I think, before the referee signalled that he could come on. He more or less took the situation into his own hands then.
There's a full-blooded challenge there between Nyholt and McAteer. In fact, he'll be lucky, McAteer, young Jason will be lucky there not to be seriously hurt, but he looks as if he's trying to kick the tackle a little bit. And I always think when you kick the tackle, he's actually got there just in front of Nyholt. He just kicked the tackle and left himself wide open for the challenge.
They signed him from Scotland, in fact. Big Luke Nyholt.
Oh, he's a tough cookie, him.
Yeah, McAteer from the hard school of that famous Merseyside boxing family, of course. The McAteers, great fighters in the 60s. And Jason McAteer himself has got a little bit of their toughness, I'm sure. Game restarts with a drop ball, and Bolton ordered to return it to Swindon. This is Fjortoft, but he's offside. He was brought to the club by the former manager, John Gorman. It only cost, I say only, it's a lot of money, £500,000, isn't it? But when you consider all the goals he's delivered, then that's some legacy that John Gorman has left behind. He's here today as the assistant manager to Joe Jordan of Bristol City, because Bristol City are here in a league game on Wednesday. Hammond lining up the wall for this Bolton free kick.
It looks a bit far out, but Stubbs can drill them, you know. This is something like the region. He hit a goal against us last season.
Quite get that one right, but the sliced clearance has earned them a throw, not quite a corner. Another one from the hard school of Merseyside. Alan Stubbs comes from Kirby, in fact, where even the pit bull terriers go around in threes. Horlock again.
Worked very hard, that lad, today, you know.
He has.
Yeah. Put his foot in, tracked Jason McAteer all over the field and contested it.
There's Green. Just too far ahead of Lee. Now Fjortoft. The ball rebounded kindly for Atalainen. And then in came Nyholt to dispossess him, and Hammond doing better with his kick this time. And it's a little period of Bolton pressure that we have. A game which has ebbed and flowed fascinatingly, really. Fjortoft. A lovely little touch by the Norwegian international, sets Beecham down the left. Thorne and Ling in the middle. Oh, it's a great cross as well. Stubbs heads behind.
That's good running. This is as good a game as I've ever seen Joey Beecham play, you know. He's picked up the ball, he's carried the fight, produced a great ball in the first half, and he's looked a threat when he's had the ball and he's been prepared to run at defenders.
Swindon corner then. Big Taylor forward, and Fjortoft on the goal line. Horlock it was who met it, but McAteer just got across in front of him. Taylor still forward from the corner. Good goalkeeping by Brannigan. O'Sullivan going in hard, and back to then with Thompson. And typical of the game, we had that little spell of Bolton pressure. Now it's Swindon's turn to press. Fiorta. Sure, he would have liked a corner out of that. It was not to be. And Bolton coolly play their way out of a dangerous situation. David Lee free on this near side. Bolton's right, but was never found. Stubbs for once getting the attempted crossfield ball wrong. Hammond got his kick wrong, straight to Lee.
I think that one you can blame the wind as much as anything though for Hammond.
McAteer. Under pressure from Horlock, finds Stubbs. Snakers has lost control. Ling. Beecham. A lot of red shirts in the middle. Can he get the cross in? Good play. Now Horlock. Lee took it off him. Swindon look very determined at the moment. Murray to Ling. Leaves it to Fiorta. Hauled down by Coleman. Almost got him in an arm lock.
It's awkward for Fiorta like that. He holds the ball up and screens it off, and sometimes defenders like Coleman did there get a little bit impatient.
I wonder if we'll see another of those arrogant specials from Jan Arge Fjortoft here. We'll have to wait a moment. There's an injury, and as you could see there, the Bolton top scorer John McGinley seems to be getting ready to come on for them. McAteer, well, his uncles could tell him all about nosebleeds, I'm sure. Hatton Les, who know how to ride a punch, and so does Jason. Not suggesting that was a punch, I'm sure that was a straightforward accidental clash.
I think this will be a pure accident if Fjortoft doesn't have a shot.
Yeah, Brannigan will know what to expect, or at least think he knows what's coming here. He tends to flick these up Fjortoft and then hit them on the volley. Direct shot this time, and it deflected off the defender for a corner.
Not only was it directed, Sean Taylor was flying there. If he could have just lunged a leg out, he may have been able to squeeze that one past the keeper.
Ling with the corner. Beecham's gone short to give him an option, and Nyhol's totally unmarked on the edge of the box, and Taylor's waiting for the high ball. So there are his options. Headed away by Lee, surprisingly. Probably the smallest player in the penalty area. Back in it comes from Murray. And now Lee profits from O'Sullivan's error. Thompson. McAteer's offside. It's quite a bad knock he's got there in the nose. Nothing.
He's a Scouser. I thought you Scousers were hard. You know there's no problem for the lad there.
I just don't like the sight of blood, particularly my own. John McGinley is going to come on here now. 4-0 in Coyle. McGinley has got 15 goals this season.
What a lovely position to be in if you're Bruce Rioch. They'll bring you on your leading goal scorer now.
He's missed a couple of games with groin and hamstring injuries. Scottish international now. And an excellent player who will provide a different and fresh danger now. It's a good ball for Snakers. And I hope the covering player has brought him down, but the referee says there's nothing wrong with that tackle. Beecham.
Certainly Sneakers and McAteer need no encouragement to break forward when Bolton ping things into their front players. As soon as it goes from back to front, they're on the way.
Under 20 minutes to go here in this poised match. Lee for Bolton, 1-1 the score, nothing between them. I've no doubt that the managers and players of Liverpool and Crystal Palace are both watching this one with a great deal of interest. Remember, their first leg match live and exclusive on ITV on Wednesday night. Here's McGinley. Scored 33 goals in 54 matches for Bolton last season, McGinley. My hope for Swindon now. It's given Fjortoft a bit to do here. Stubbs has time to look up and see his options. He's given it away. Robbins. Over the head of Stubbs, Fjortoft. Coleman covering well. You could see Fjortoft poised then to turn and volley that one.
Well, that's good defending, because never in a million years could Coleman have anticipated Stubbs wasn't going to get that one. But that's the weaker part of Stubbs' game, when the ball is played in behind him.
Free kick to Swindon. Robinson hits it in quickly. Fjortoft is there, and again tried the spectacular volley.
Every time, just a little ball down the side there, well, a long ball down the side, and it's Fjortoft's lost his marker. Stubbs was the marker again, lost him very, very easy. He's probably got more time on this, you know, and a chance to show a little bit more composure. But I mean, he's a goal scorer, and he's prepared to have a hook or a slice or a slam at anything. And on a good day, they go in for him.
Sullivan, he's given it away. Patalainen, now Phillips. McGinley's layoff. Did well by Schnakers. Lee. And they worked hard then to make up for Murray's error. Did Swindon. So when you consider that they've got such important defenders as Paul Bowden and Ian Culverhouse out of the side, I think they've done really well, Swindon, today. Culverhouse likely to be fit for the second leg, certainly. Here's McAteer, and a good ball to Green. Danger here for Swindon! Great clearance by Robinson. Schnakers hammers it back in, and then the shot by McAteer. It took a little deflection, and Hammond was equal to it.
That was great defending by Robinson. I mean, some slick build-up here, some really slick build-up down the right. Finds Scott Green now. He's not in an unaccustomed position there. He's curled the ball around the keeper. Full marks to Robinson. He's worked really hard, and he's done very, very well to see that one through.
Brannigan's kick. It's gone straight to Ling. Thompson did well to hold him up, but he still gets the cross in. Brannigan's there again in action. Robinson has had a splendid match, but he's now got himself into a bit of danger with Patalainen. In the middle is McGinley. And Taylor must have realised that. Corner.
Well, that's 2-1 if Taylor doesn't get his head on that. McGinley's occupied that position. Good cross in, knowing full well that the ball's going to be delivered with some quality.
Thompson has come across to take it. McGinley a fresh threat now on the corner kick. He's right on the goal line. Coleman is ahead of him. Stubbs is coming in on that back post. They have to get that clear. Straight back in by Scott Green. And Hammond, who really today has had a very good game, I think, in Swindon's goal, was right behind the line of flight. Quarter of an hour to go. Will we see a winner here today? Paula for Swindon. Great ball. Beecham. Fjortoft and Thorne in the penalty area. Ooh, Coleman had to go for that cross.
You know, it's lonely, isn't it? You're watching both sides going for each other, trying to win it as if it's a one-off. Can't help thinking if there were two big experienced teams here, they'd be saying, hang on, all right, we'll make sure now we don't give anything away. These two sides are both trying to win it outright.
Fjortoft. He's done brilliantly here. Fjortoft, great skill, and a chance here for Thorne! To go, Thorne gets his second. Swindon have come from a goal behind to a goal in front. And he ought to go and shake the hand of Fjortoft.
Yeah, I mean, this is what Fjortoft's good at. He holds it, he screens it, he turns it, he wriggles. Does Coleman there. Goalie parries it. And Thorne, actually, he may have had 4 on the day, mightn't he? Thorne, but all right, everybody will say that's a tap-in. That's where strikers have to be.
2 goals in his first full league game for Swindon, 2 goals in his first full cup tie. And Swindon vitally are in front here. Green for Bolton. McGinley tries to send Lee down the right touchline. That's gone for a goal kick. Well, Peter Thorne has certainly made a dramatic impact. He had never scored a Football League goal, incidentally, before this season. He went on loan to Wigan Athletic last season and failed to score for them in about 10 games. What a start he's made at the county ground.
Yeah, being critical of that, you'd have to be critical of the defenders there, to be fair. I mean, Fjortoft, full marks to him, has done well from his point of view, but the first defender got turned too easily, and then I thought Coleman should have cleaned it up a little bit better.
McAteer, lovely skill. Green. Lee. McAteer releasing it early, Taylor underneath it.
Just wonder how important that clearance off the line of Robinson's will be now. And what was it, a minute or 2 before they've taken the lead, they could have been looking down the barrel.
They still are. McGinley, brilliant skill blitz by him. Oh, Taylor with an absolutely vital tackle there. Those big legs of his got Swindon out of trouble there. McGinley was on his way to goal. 12 minutes to go. Swindon lead 2-1. Bolton have a corner. Coleman on the near post. Ball cleared almost off the line. McAteer has missed kick to Nyholt. And this looks dangerous on the break for Swindon. Fjortoft. Nyholt's got forward brilliantly. And the back heeler to the Norwegian, who tried to return the favour, but has given it away to Green. Beecham. Well, there are some people who would have you believe that there is no life outside the Premiership. I think these 2 teams today prove that that is totally false, and a lot of speculation about whether we'll have a Premiership Division 2. I wonder if Bolton and Swindon would be amongst the chosen few, if that ever comes off. Here's McGinley. Now Beecham. Good challenge by Green.
I think whatever league, whatever division, whatever competition, one thing you can't take away, it's been a cracking game. In terms of drive, commitment and things happening.
And they could still happen yet. Fjortoft. Thorne on the far post. Oh dear. He just got caught in 2 minds then, I think, Fjortoft, whether to go alone or knock it on. Minutes to go in this superb advert for the Ensley League in this Coca-Cola semi-final between 2 First Division teams who have given us great entertainment. Lee. Murray does well to find Beecham. Fjortoft made it hard for him then, but he did well, Coleman. Pollock. Beecham with a good challenge and drives on forward. Fjortoft gets it back to him. Thorne in the middle again. Ling into the side netting. Well, Thorne's bravery has cost him and Brannigan dearly then. They're both out.
If you're a striker with 2 goals to your name already, and when there's a cross so inviting as that one of Joey Beecham's, you don't think of anything else. You just go in and try and get your hat-trick. I mean, that's a lovely ball down on the side. And Beecham just wraps this one round. And it's almost one of those, go on, get in there. And he's missed it by a stud's length, hasn't he?
Unfortunately for Brannigan, he didn't miss him. But it was a total accident, of course. And Keith Brannigan must have felt the full force of Thorne's studs in his chest then.
I must admit, I actually thought Ling had got round us enough to get it back into the goal. But that's lovely. That's a lovely cross. That says go on and score. He missed it. He's making up the ground now. He just can't get round the ball enough. Once again, that move itself suggests that there's no suggestion of Swindon now shutting up shop and saying, all right, we'll take what we've got and go into the second leg with it. They're looking to try and if they can win the tie outright now.
Well, he's struggling a bit here, Thorne, and I just saw this physio signal to the bench. I presume the signal was that he seems to be struggling. Steve McMahon.
They'll have to drag him off. There's no danger in a semi-final with 2 in the bag. They'll have to drag him off.
Yeah, I think you've read that spot on, really. I think the physio thought he should be coming off, but Thorne says no, I'll battle on. And Brannigan's got no choice, of course.
He looks in a bit of distress, the Bolton goalkeeper. Incidentally, Alan Stubbs could shoot from here, you know.
7 minutes of normal time and a couple of minutes of stoppages, I would think. Andy Much is getting ready on the Swindon bench to come on, so I presume that means that Thorne well, the decision will be taken out of his hands now. I think Steve McMahon has decided he might have to come on. He's certainly hobbling a bit as Murray takes the free kick and looks for him down the left touchline. He'll go off to a hero's reception, I can guarantee that, if he has to come off, Thorne. But hold on, there's danger at the other end. McGinley battling away with Taylor and helps it into the path of McAteer. It's a dangerous cross. Schnakers couldn't get his shot in, and it came off Nijholt for a corner.
I tell you what, this Swindon side is not recognisable for the one that played the first 20 minutes, is it? They are up and down the field together. They're working for each other. They've got a belief about themselves, and they've had to have, because Bolton are a very, very good side.
But a bit of danger again here. Alan thought about coming for that one and changed his mind, and it's Thorne who was back defending and conceding another corner. But he's still limping.
I tell you what, he limped very, very quickly there to stop that one, because Stubbs looked to be a certainty on his way for another goal.
All the Bolton fans behind that goal that they're attacking now with another corner. 2-1 down, remember. Driven in towards Stubbs, and Pathalainen coming in behind him. Hammond has had a near faultless performance. 1 or 2 of his kicks perhaps early on in the game.
His actual goalkeeping has been excellent, and nothing better than that save he made immediately after half-time from Phillips.
O'Sullivan. And the youngsters have done really well for Swindon today. Their squad has been stretched to the absolute limits by injuries. Paul Bodin, I gather, might not play again in this season, so there will be opportunities for the likes of O'Sullivan to get further first-team games. He has a back injury, Bodin.
I think what's happened with both the young fullbacks, you know, they've come in and got caught up with the pace of the game. They haven't had a really a chance to ponder about the importance of it.
Nyholt. Thorne seems to be back in the swing of things again. Murray caught in possession, but got himself out of trouble very well and gets a free kick. Fouled by McAteer. Robinson looking for Fjortoft in the box. Green gets it clear. Lee helping it on. Robinson. Phillips will have to keep chasing here. Meantime, there was a collision off the ball, which was seen by the linesman. It involves McGinley, who's down injured. The linesman is flagging furiously on this near side of the field. McGinley went down. I think Robinson was the Swindon player involved. I didn't see it, the linesman did.
I've got a feeling Robinson took a punch at McGinley off the ball, you know. If it is, he's in dead trouble.
Well, that would be a shame for Robinson, who's had a really good game as well.
Well, indeed, he'd be very, very lucky to stay on if that's the case.
Well, everyone's attention obviously went with the ball upfield. Let's see if this will tell us what happened here.
Well, there's a late challenge. Robinson's gone down. I think it's what happens now. I think it takes a little whack. Oh, it's just going out of picture.
Just on the corner of the shot, yes.
But I think he has taken a little rap at him there.
Well, obviously the referee couldn't have seen it where he was, but the linesman immediately...
Once again, it's that hoary old thing, if you like, retaliation, because it was a little bit of a desperate challenge by McGinley.
It's a long consultation. I can't think what on earth they got to talk about other than what happened there. I think they must be discussing which train they're going home on.
I'd like to see a little bit of common sense applied here, and maybe a booking. May just book him and say, hey, you're a lucky lad.
Now then, the referee marches across, heart in the mouth time.
I must admit,
Mark Robinson.
I can fear for the lad here.
What colour will it be?
Referee looks a bit ominous, like a hanging judge.
Is it yellow or red? It's red. Robinson has one final little verbal snap at McGinley, and McGinley's being called aside. He's got a yellow card. As you saw Robinson going off there, the referee showed a yellow card to McGinley, so he obviously felt that the challenge was worthy of a booking. Now Robinson is dismissed for his retaliation.
Well, that can't be right. That cannot be right. If he doesn't book him first time, he saw the challenge, he didn't see the punch. Now what he must have done, I would guess McGinley's bad-mouthed him or something like that, because if he sees the challenge originally, Alan, he's got to book McGinley regardless. He didn't even stop the game, did he?
So a bit of controversy right at the end here, and it's a shame because in Robinson's case in particular, it spoils what had otherwise been a very good day for him. He played well. McAteer swings one deep into Swindon territory. Taylor behind it. And Nyholt. Oh, that's a dangerous ball, and Thompson's onto it. He could go all the way here. Needed a bit of composure, and it wasn't there when he needed it.
Well, semi-finals, aren't they? Semi-finals and major cup matches are full of are made for heroes, and there's a hero today. The young lad Thorne's the hero. 2 goals, one of his matches. I mean, we were just watching Thompson there, but I mean that's a dreadful miss, really. Got a little bit of a bobble. That could have brought them back into the frame. Although they're not out of it by a long way, Bolton. But Peter Thorne, he's looked excellent. Might have had 4 with a bit of luck.
O'Sullivan getting it clear. Fjortoft goes in. Ling. Thorne, here he is. Ling runs into trouble with Snakers, but he fouled it in the Bolton player.
I think it's got to be pointed out, though, there's been a lot of good players on the field today. A lot of hard-working midfield performances, some strong defending, and some good goalkeeping.
The free kick swung forward. O'Sullivan underneath it. Bolton back in possession with Snakers. McGinley's made a good run down the middle for him here. He gets across in front of Taylor. Boos for McGinley because of the Robinson sending off, of course. Phillips. It's a poor ball. And a good determined challenge by Eddie Murray.
The irony of that sending off is that it's been a very, very competitive, hard-fought top tie, and yet there hasn't been any sort of overspill at all, has there, until that incident?
No, it's true. It was isolated in an otherwise very sportingly played match. A minute of stoppage time played. Still 2-1 to Swindon. Bolton have a thrower in, and there was another little incident then with Green and Murray, so there is a little bit of feeling creeping in now, right at the death. Here's Green, and Murray's won it back, and then Green fouls it. Ron, just underline your choice of man of the match.
That's him, Peter Thorne. A hero in one of the biggest games his club's had in years. Certainly in the biggest game he's played in yet in his career.
His 2 goals have given Swindon their lead. But it's not over yet. McGinley. Good work by Nyholt. And Hammond.
He actually was very close to my choice, Nyholt, you know. He's worked tremendously hard, all up and down, and he's now having to play in the back 4 for the remainder of the game.
Snakers. McAteer's shot. Well, I can't think there's going to be much more to be added. 2.5 minutes over the allotted 90. Only referee Alcock knows how much more there is to go as Bolton go forward in search of an equaliser. O'Sullivan's clearance, Stubbs. Here's Phillips. O'Sullivan couldn't reach it. McGinley. Patalainen in the middle. McGinley goes down under the challenge from Nyholt. And the referee's reaching for his cards again. And it's a yellow for Nyholt.
Yeah, there's no question about that. He certainly blocked off McGinley as McGinley was rounding him.
He certainly made an impact, McGinley, in his brief time on the field as substitute. Now here's one last moment of danger for Swindon Town, perhaps. It's hammered in towards Patalainen. Swindon cope with it well. Scott Green races over because he can launch the ball over a long way from these throw-ins, and launches it towards Patalainen. Helped on towards Thompson, and then that's a very good save by Hammond. I think it was going wide, but he wasn't to know that.
Well, what he's got to do is the whistle anyway, that's it. He hasn't got to do anything more.
It's all over. Nicky Hammond with a thumbs up to the Bolton fans who applaud his final save, and huge applause from the Swindon fans for Peter Thorne's contribution to this game. Bolton in front early on from Alan Stubbs, threatening to run away with it at that stage. Swindon came back so splendidly. I believe on the balance of play they deserved their first leg victory. 2 goals for Thorne. He could have had even more than that, and certainly the only moment of controversy right at the end will not detract from an absolutely splendid game. The sending off of Mark Robinson involved in that incident with McGinley, which has produced a little bit of ill feeling on the field and in the stands. So the full-time score here at the county ground: Swindon Town 2, Bolton Wanderers 1. The man of the match, the hero of the moment.
It's Mark Bright or Kevin Pressman.